Hi, thank you for joining my channel. My name is Brian. This is Running with BM. Today I wanted to talk about the true cost of running. Running seems pretty simple, like it would be very cost-effective way to get a lot of exercise. And the answer is yes and no. It depends on what kind of running that you want to do and just how deeply you want to get involved in it. So today I'd like to talk about the true cost of running. So you're going to start with your basics. You're going to need some running shoes. I would strongly suggest going down to your local running shop. They do have discount shoes, like last year's models, but get your feet measured. Make sure that you get the right shoes. It's extremely important. You're going to want a water bottle. You're going to need shorts and a shirt. It's best to get items that are fit for purpose, and you're also going to want a hat. You don't want to use like your favorite hat. You're going to get sweat stains all over it. Get a running specific hat. All of this is, if you do it right, you can probably get away with about 150, right in that area. Right now I'm just going to estimate. What I will do is in the notes I will put a cost based on the cheapest items that I can find that I would suggest. So next you discover, hey, I like running. I think I want to do this a little bit more. So maybe you move up to training for your first 5K, 10K. Now you're going to need to think a little bit more of, hey, maybe I can't get all my training in during daylight hours. I have a job, I have a family. So now you're going to need a headlamp. You're going to also need to add on like nipple pasties probably, just to protect, because the worst thing in the world is to have chafed nipples. And then you're going to want to add in a little bit of nutrition probably. Anytime you're out more than maybe an hour and a half, depends on how fast you're running, what type of terrain you're running in, you're going to want to put something in your body. So next you're going to move up a little bit more. You're going to need something to hold your nutrition in. You're going to probably want something like a flip belt. A flip belt is perfect in that things don't really bounce around. Put your phone and your keys in there, and of course if you're going to carry your phone you need headphones, right? Because so you can listen to some music, and you're going to want some sunglasses. I highly recommend making sure that you get sunglasses that aren't going to bounce around. Get some sport type sunglasses. They have some pretty cheap options that are specifically for runners. They don't bounce, they don't slip. They're not the best. I think they're called Gooder. To me, they were not the best glasses for me and what I like in my sunglasses. So I went to Costco and got some Oakleys. I've never had Oakleys before, never been a huge fan, but they sure fit the purpose. So now you move up. You want to run a half marathon, a marathon. You're going to be putting in a lot more training. You're going to be self-supported while you're doing this training. So you're going to need to throw a vest on top of that. You can carry a little bit more water, carry a little bit more nutrition. Sometimes you're going to need to switch out or put on a jacket, long sleeve shirt, whatever you need. It's probably best to get a vest. I picked up this Solomon 5-liter vest. I love it. It's so comfortable. It's on sale right now for about 79 bucks. I use it all the time, especially for supported runs. So now you have that. So you're starting to put in lots of hours. You need to make sure that you have something like squirrel nut butter, body glide. You need to really start making sure that you're protecting your skin from the chafing. And maybe it's time to upgrade your water bottles. I run with 2 water bottles. I find that that's very comfortable for me. It's very convenient just to have two bottles to sip out of. You're going to need some specific nutrition to put in the water bottles. I typically use Tailwind at this point. You're going to need a jacket, probably a rainproof jacket, because you're going to get into these seasons and it's going to be cold in the morning. It may be drizzly. I use a waterproof, breathable jacket. It's perfect for it. You're going to probably also want to, at least at this time, get a sports watch to help you track everything if you haven't already gotten one. Now you've trained you've done your marathon. Now you decide, you know what? I think it's time that I give trail running a try. Well, guess what? Now you're going to need to go out to get another pair of shoes. I suggest always having at least 2 pairs of shoes so you can rotate. I have several pairs of road shoes. I have several pair of trail shoes. I'm constantly rotating them, keeps the wear and tear down on them. Plus, different terrain calls for different shoes. You might have some more equipment besides just the shoes. Everything that except for the shoes that you use on the road also works on the trail. You might want to pick up some collapsible poles. They are very good for helping you get up and down the hills. You're probably also going to want to make sure that you have a roller to roll out the aches and pains. Probably wanted to get this back during the time when you were doing your marathon training, and you probably will have already done that. So now you're on the trails. You're starting to put in a lot of miles on the trails. Next thing you're going to need is you're probably going to need a park pass, because you're going to be out in these different parks. You don't want to get chewed up with fees to get into the parks. You're going to want to start looking at getting a much bigger vest at that time. You're putting in a lot of miles. You're out away. You don't have water available to you. You need to make sure that you're carrying enough water, enough nutrition. And I'll be honest, the costs go on. And in the end, running can be a cheap sport, but running is not a cheap sport. If you want to do it right and take care of yourself, make sure that your body is functioning the way it should, you need to take care of it. And taking care of it ends up costing a little bit of money. So you might not have wanted to hear that, but that's just the truth of it. By the end, you're probably running in close to $700 worth of gear. It takes a lot to run. Thank you for tuning in this week. I appreciate your support, and we will see you next week. Oh crap, we didn't even talk about the cost for entry fees for running. Didn't talk about the cost of gas, the massages, all the food you're gonna eat, just all kinds of crap we didn't even get to, but it's part of the cost of running.